Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this End of Nations live streaming event. It is my pleasure to be able to bring you the exclusive from the End of Nations beta. Some live streaming going on, some battling with the game developers. I'm certainly looking forward to this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, End of Nations, what's it all about? MMO RTS is the name of the game. We're talking about 26 on 26 as your maximum battle size. It's pretty damn large. If you've played games like World in Conflict, the chances are that you know what this game is all about. It's the idea of you call in your units, and then it's about how you control the units and how you work with everyone else on your team. One-on-one's not really the focus of this game. It's more about picking a composition, a company as it's called, building the kind of units that you want, and then bringing them in and seeing how well they synergize with everyone else's, and then hopefully using them strategically to actually win the battle. I'll be walking you through all aspects of the current build of End of Nations at the moment. Bear in mind, you can sign up for the beta over at endofnations.com. It's going to be starting very, very soon indeed, so you can get involved in this. This game's by Petroglyph. Some people say, oh, it's by Trion. It's like, yeah, it's being published by and in cooperation with Trion, the guys that brought you Rift. But what this is made by is Petroglyph. Now, Petroglyph, they brought you Universe at War, which actually I really liked. I thought that was really underrated. I think that maybe it had a few user interface issues because it was also designed for consoles as well, but as an RTS, it was pretty unique. They also brought you Star Wars Empire at War, which I very much enjoyed, and they are a company that's comprised of a lot of the talent behind Westwood, the guys that brought you the original Command and Conquer. You might think that the music in the background was just a little bit familiar there. There's a reason for that, because let me tell you who else is behind it. Yeah. Let me turn this up. I think you can recognize this. If you can't, then you're a heathen. Some of you might be saying, that sounds an awful lot like some of the old Command & Conquer music. Yeah, it's because it's by Frank Klepacki, the composer behind such great tracks as Hell March and all of the Command & Conquer soundtracks all the way up to Generals. Oh, I'm sorry, this is... yeah. Just yes. All my yes. You know, screw it. What we're going to do before we start is we're going to play the End of Nations main theme, because this is something quite special indeed. Check this out. Is so good. I'm a big Frank Klepacki fan. I think he's just so fantastic when it comes to creating video game music. He's one of the finest composers that we've got when it comes to VGM. So this for me is a little bit of a fanboyish kind of treat. You rarely hear me fanboy out over everything, but this music, yeah. And I'll be leaving the playlist on. Let me actually show you. Look at the size of that playlist. 72 tracks, so we could just pick one at random. Let's give that one a try. There we go. We can leave that running on shuffle mode. Should be pretty good. Okay, gameplay. What's it all about? Let me show you. Welcome to the War Room. So, what's going to be going on in the War Room? This is where you pick the missions that you're going to be taking part in. In the case of this demonstration, what we've got is under Resource Hog, we have two battles. Icebreaker, which you may have seen in my E3 footage, which is a 2-on-2, and Resource Hog, which is a 4-on-4. Going to be playing some 4-on-4 with this team right here that you can see over to the side. I'm currently playing the Shadow Revolution faction, and within the Shadow Revolution faction, there are two splinter groups, two different ways of looking at things, the Wraith faction and the Phantom faction. Now, what is the difference between that? Well, it's in a couple of things. You'll notice that you've got various buttons here, and the most important ones you need to be looking at are Armory and Research Tech. Now, Research Tech lets me unlock units, and every time I level up, I'm going to get a point, and I can unlock a set of units. You get a bunch of units by default, and then you can also go through various marks of units. So you can, if you really like Chaos Drones, you could go to level 2 Chaos Drones, level 3 Chaos Drones, and actually really focus on that. You can also build tactical structures. These are turrets. You can call them in pretty much whenever you want during the battle, assuming you have the resources for it. You start with a couple by default, the Tremor Turret, and this one right here, which is the Arc Turret. Have a look at the commander abilities, you'll see that there's a wide variety of different things you can call in. These all vary depending on what faction you've picked. So, in this case, there's some sneaky stuff, like an aerosol acid field that I can deploy on the battlefield, Dragon's Teeth to slow down heavily armored units and block them off, drone bodyguards, mini protective drones. These guys have a lot about drone technology. There's an awful lot of stuff related to that. I can even drop drones on people, just a drone strike and things like that. Decoy drones, all sorts of stuff like that. And then you can specialize as well within your class, so you can get yourself an active and passive ability depending on the kind of playstyle you want to go with. Now, I happen to have some points. I've got 16, or actually maybe even 18, unspent build points here, so we can pick what we want to do. I'm going to take you through the process of building your company. So first things first, let's head over to the armory, shall we? We're going to load this in and show you what's going on. Now, by default, you've got a couple of different companies available, but you can actually build an awful lot more of them. You see, it's just behind there. I say beta is beta, so there's a couple of UI things they just need to sort out to get that working. That's my alpha company right now. What's it got? Bunch of these Vulture helicopters and Dreadfire tanks. Rather nice looking things. By nice, I mean evil and particularly threatening, which is how I like it. What can I say? I was always a Nod player in Command & Conquer, so this very much appeals to my sensibilities. Now, as regards to other units, you can go down the collection here. You'll see the wide variety of different units that are at our disposal. What we can do is we can purchase them with in-game wealth. Yeah, that's what you just earn from fighting. And depending on how many units you want, depends on how many you want to buy. So maybe I want to buy some Marauders. But can I buy Marauders yet? No. I need to actually research them. I'm going to do that. Would we like to get some Marauders? We could. Or we could get some Furies. Or some Honeybees. Now, you'll notice that not a lot of really huge, big tanks here. There's really a reason for that, because this faction doesn't focus so much on that. You can get a large tank, but if you want big, stompy units, chances are you want to be going with the Liberation Front faction. Now, these are really nice. These are quite cheap units, but what they do is they rebuild themselves after they've been blown up. So that's a very annoying thing for enemies to deal with, because these things could suddenly pop back up in the middle of battle. So we're going to grab one of these. I could also go all the way to Mach 3 if I want, and I think I might actually do that. Never mind, I can't go to Mach 3. I can go to Mach 2 because I'm currently level 10. But there you go, I've got Mach 2 Chaos Drones. Now, what else would I want to mix in with that? You know, I really like the look of Dreadfire tanks, honestly. I think we might unlock another level of that. Now, what else can we get? Do we need some kind of support, for instance? Honeybees. Onboard repair systems might be useful. This would be a pretty hard army to kill if I were to mix up Chaos Drones, Dreadfires, and Honeybees, because my Chaos Drones are going to get back on their feet when they die, and my Dreadfires are pretty tough, and they're going to be repaired as well, so that might be a good combination. At least with 13 build points. Currently I'm level 10, so the amount of build points I've got is related to that. But I might also want to upgrade some turret technology. Calling in some turrets definitely wouldn't be a bad thing. In fact, I can call in some support turrets here. If you look at that, Drone Cloud turrets. This will reduce damage resistance. That's pretty cool. But maybe I want some other kind of support turret. What about this? This increases my damage resistance. So maybe I want to get Hornet's Nest, level 2 Hornet's Nest. So I'm making a durable force here. I don't want my force to die. So maybe I'll also throw another point into Drone Scavengers, which will allow me to repair all friendly units in the area. Pretty sweet. But do I really have the offensive technology I need? That's a question, isn't it? So let's have a look at what else we've got. That's a nice little shield ability. Bearing in mind, you can only take a couple of abilities into battle with you at any given time. Maybe I want Drone Strike. Or maybe I like this Acid Cloud. You know, this Acid Cloud sounds like an awful lot of fun. So I'm going to use this to zone. I'm going to grab that. Now, I've got 6 unspent build points, so I might spend it on a few other different varieties. I already have the Tremor Turret and the Arc Turret. These are both good, but I can go up to Mach 2 with these for some upgrades. Sounds like a fairly good idea. The Acid Sprayer there. I might want to get some infantry. These are the Pathfinders. These are already unlocked by default, but I want to get the level 2 version, as why not? Also get access to the vultures. Maybe I upgrade those to level 2 as well. And I'll upgrade the Reapers to level 2. And that gives me 1 more point remaining. Maybe, just maybe, I would like to grab that artillery piece. Alright, there we go. So I've spent some build points and I now have access. So what do I do with them, more to the point? Well, let's set up a custom company. These are my existing ones. This one contains Pathfinders, Reapers, in the amount of numbers that are here, by the way. You can spawn this many with a reinforcement wave. And also a couple of turrets. You'll also notice there that there's a certain allowance. So I'm actually not at my unit allowance. I could add some more stuff in here if I so desire. And I could also add more structures. Might not be a bad idea. Now, if I go to my collection, I should be able to do that, if I recall correctly. There we go. So what if I wanted to add some more? Maybe I want a few more Reapers. Ah, yes, Reapers. Why not? Reaper Mach 2s right there, you can see. There we go. I do have a couple. As you can see, these are only Reaper Mach 1s in there at the moment, and that's the comparison between their toughness. Pretty large difference. They get a pretty nice upgrade there, so if you want to invest in making your existing units better or just buying new units, well, that's really up to you. Maybe I want to buy a few more. There we go. We've got 1, 2... Just toss them in there. This is just an example. We're going to build a custom company with the stuff that I created earlier. I'm just demonstrating the additions to this particular setup. Aside from that, I can also get structures. Usually. Which is actually not appearing right there. Well, that's awkward, isn't it? I could add some turrets. No, I can't. It's not letting me. Alright. It's probably because I haven't bought any. Maybe I'd have to look under there. Nope. I have no idea what's wrong with that. Beta is beta, folks. That's just how it is. Oh, there we go. Now it's appearing. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Throw some Mark II turrets in there, perhaps. Maybe some drone clouds. There we go. And then you can add 1 more ability. So if I went to abilities, we can see what I've got. Maybe I could add the aerosol acid field once I bought it. In fact, I actually already have 2 of those, but there you go. I could have 2 aerosol acid fields, I think, if I wanted to. I don't think I'd want to. Now, let's create something of our very own, shall we? Welcome to Charlie Company. We haven't got anything in Charlie Company yet. You might notice there's a big hex down the bottom. What the hell is that? That's a hero slot. If you want, you can spend a lot of resources on putting a hero into your unit. Do you want the big tank? You want the big tank, don't you? You want to see what the big tank looks like? I can show you what the big tank looks like. Let's add that. Look at that. What a beast. Alright, that's going in with us. Now, that's going to take a lot of resources to put in, but he's a powerful hero with a wide variety of different abilities. So, I can fire a pulse to do AoE damage. And just to be even more annoying, once I fire this, my unit then disappears for 5 seconds. I can phase a target out of existence, removing it from combat. So I could use that, in theory, on an enemy unit or a friendly. And I can also do a snipe there, which actually has an AoE, as you can see. That's unpleasant. An antimatter snipe. 1000 area effect damage emanates from each unit that is hit by the snipe. It goes through all enemies. So this is going to be a nasty chain reaction. Okay, great. Sorted. What else can we do? Well, we've got 1,000 resources left in the units tab, so let's have a look and see what we can get from our collection. We might have to actually build some. Head over to collection. Sorry, I'm not entirely familiar with this game as of yet, just demonstrating it as we go. Now, we were talking about Chaos Drones. On Chaos Drone Mach 2 specifically. How many do we have? Not so many. I say, these are really cheap. These are 65 each to deploy in your force, so since I'm going to be having some big tanks in there and an expensive hero, a few of these would not go amiss just to bulk up my army. There we go. Toss in maybe 5 Chaos Drones. Alright, Dreadfires. These are huge bastards. These are going to take up 200 resources each. So, if we toss a Dreadfire in... In fact, it's even letting me get a Dreadfire Mach 3. I'm not sure if I can use it yet. I probably don't have the levels for it. Let's test it. Can I have a Dreadfire Mach 3? Will it let me? No, it does not. I haven't got the talent for that. Okay. Let's get 1 more Dreadfire. What does that leave us with? Units-wise, we've got about 200 resources to play with. Want some honeybees in there. Honeybee Mach 2 specifically. These guys are going to help out our troops and keep them alive. Let's grab a couple more. I just listen to this music all day. I'm such a fanboy for Frank Lepaki. I should be apologizing for that, but you know what? I'm not going to, because he's awesome. Now, what can I do? I've got 90 more resources, so I can get another Chaos Drone or another Honeybee. I think we'll probably going to get another honeybee. There you go, put another honeybee, drop it in there. Right. Okay, we're fully loaded. We can't get anything else in there. But there are other things we can do. We need structures. We need turrets. We've got 750 resources to play with right here. We were talking about the Hornet's Nest. Really good support turret. Want to toss one in. In fact, actually, this Hornet's Nest Mach 1. We're not going to toss that in. We're going to toss in a Hornet's Nest Mach 2 because we're feeling particularly saucy. Alright. 1, 2, and maybe we can afford one more turret. I think maybe we can. I believe there's an acid sprayer, wasn't there? Can I get that? Do I have the talent for it? Apparently not. No, I can't fit that in there. Maybe an arc turret Mach 2. Let's see if that goes in there. There we go. We'll have one of those. That's a lightning turret, essentially. Jumps from thing to thing and does horrendous damage. Delicious. But now what? Well, we need abilities. So let's toss a few in there. We're going to have the support ability, because again, we're talking about keeping our units alive. This is going to be a very difficult to kill force. At least that's the plan anyway. I may be completely wrong. And we're going to toss in the aerosol acid field, because it's funny. Alright, but can you do anything else with it more to the point? That company's now set up. That is Charlie Company. I can bring it in whenever I want in a battle. I can even switch between my companies at will. And I can have a look at what these units look like. Dreadfire Mach 2s. These little dinky Chaos drones, which are surprisingly dangerous. The Beaker, which is a very silly name for whatever the balls that thing is. But you might be noticing, what's this old mod thing? So, you can mod each of your units. Now, when you mod your units, you modify their statistics. The question is, what do I want to do? Well, I'm talking about toughness here. So, maybe I want to make these even tougher than they currently are. So let's have a look at the current mods and see what I can do there. Now, at the moment, for some reason, it's not actually showing me what the mods do, which is kind of annoying. I think I'm going to have to just guess at it. But I'm sure once I plonk something in, that'll do. Now, I need to get the right level. Can I use level 3s? Okay, I can use level 3s. They require level 10. Okay. Now, there we go. As I hover over there, this is going to increase overall unit health by 6%. Now, this is already a really healthy unit, so a percentage increase is probably going to help. Watch the percentage over the side. Watch its effect on the health bar. There you go. So I've just gained like an extra 3k or so HP. We're going to do that again and again, I think. We're going to have three of these reinforcement mods. And they're going to stack up and make this guy really hard to blow up. That's my general plan. I believe this actually seems to be... Maybe I can only have 2. There we go. That one goes in. So we'll just go with that. Alright, so this is now a 57,000 health unit. Pretty beastie. I can do the same thing for these little guys as well. No problem whatsoever. That's all possible. You can customize them in a wide variety of different ways. Maybe I want radar. Maybe I want to increase their chassis. You might wonder, well, why the hell would you increase chassis and not reinforcement? Well, the thing is, it's a little bit different because these guys are weaker units. So maybe I just want to give them a flat health increase. Is 600 health more than that? I'm pretty sure it is, if I recall correctly. If I drop in one of these, have a look. Which is not going to drop in for whatever reason. I think I've reached the limit of the number of those mods I can have or something along those lines. And then what's going to happen is that it's going to gain 600 HP. That's probably better than a percentile increase for a unit that's quite weak to begin with. But at the moment, it's not letting me mod that. I think it's because the cost is actually affecting the cost of the units. Maybe if I toss one of my Chaos Drones out, then I'll have enough to add some mods onto my existing ones. Do I want to do that, though? I mean, do I want extra units, or do I want to put in additional mods? At the moment, I think I'm just going to stick with what I've got. Looks pretty good. I buffed up my main hero guy. That was the main concern. You can even do it with turrets as well. You can actually mod turrets. So you can put 3 mods on these different turrets. Now, they're promising things like rare mods and things like that, so I'm interested to see how they actually put that into the game. There is one final level of customization we can do, folks. And that's to skin them. Please tell me they have this. They have an Australian flag and there's no British flag. That is, unless it's under Union Jack. I am disappointed. I am disappointed. I could make it USA. I'm not going to... Look at that. I'm going to make it USA. You kidding? It's an interesting look to things, certainly. America. Alternatively, we could find something a little sillier. I'm going to advertise the US chain store Target. Perhaps we could do that. There we go. Look at that. Not even sure if that's legal. We'll go with it anyway. Alright. Pop on some stars. What is the best one? There are so many. Do I want everything to look like salmon? Probably not. Hum-de-hum. Let's go with the blinged up version. There we go. Now everything's the color of money. How wonderful. Let's see what Dreadfires look like. Yeah, I'm cool with that. So this is part of their business model. This is what they're looking to do, is to kind of sell you skins and things like that. Which makes perfect sense. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. Ooh, there's a donut skin. I could spend hours on this stupid thing. Let's not do that. You know what, actually? Cheese. 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 The cheese skin. The cheese skin has been enabled. Wonderful. Now I feel so much more threatening. Okay, so I've got a company. In fact, I've got several companies. So, what are we going to do now? Well, we're going to fight. That's exactly what we're going to do. So, let's get back to the war room, shall we? Before we go on, I just want to quickly check that everything's going fine. So let me just have a look and check the feedback, make sure nothing's going wrong with the stream before we actually go into the game. It seems to be looking fine as far as I can tell. Cool, all is good. That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. Fantastic. Okay, let's fight, because that's what we're here for. Alright, switching back to in-game view. Thank you very much, XSplit. Much appreciated. Okay, resource hog time. We're going to queue up. I'm going to let these guys know that we're about ready to get into a fight. Now, resource hog is a 4v4, and it's capture and hold victory points to win. So it's a different objective to Icebreaker. Icebreaker is a 2-on-2. You basically got to blow up the base to win. It's actually kind of a Dota-style one, because they constantly spawn small units to help you out. Let's have a look.
This is the last functioning water treatment plant in Western Europe. It might not seem all that important, but if you cut off the enemy's supply of clean water, you can bring them to their knees in a matter of days. Unfortunately, the importance of this location has not been lost on our enemy. We've received word that the Liberation Front is also moving to take this location. The treatment plant must not fall into their hands. I'm counting on you to capture and hold this territory, Commander.
Was that an ion cannon? I want it. Let's go. Alright, Resource Hog, 4-on-4 action. Let's show you what the RTS component, which is of course the main game, is all about.
Can't fight without a steady source of supplies. That's why capturing the site is imperative. Capture the victory points and hold them until the enemy surrenders.
Let's rock and roll. Charlie Company, this is the one we customized. Let's see how good it is in battle, shall we? As you can see, a wide variety of different units on the ground there from my friends, my teammates. And we're all going to drop in, and then we're going to roll. Behold the cheese! The cheese has been deployed. Alright, the first thing I want to do is hotkey all my stuff. Yes. Because I do want to be able to actually control things properly. I'm going to actually join those into that hotkey there. There we go. Am I missing anything? I think so. We're missing one of the honeybees in that squadron there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll want one that allows me to select everything.
I shall illuminate my enemies.
Alright, we're ready to rock and roll. The cheese army has been deployed. Now, hopefully, my build makes sense. This is supposed to be a build that is going to allow me to defend a point and stay there regardless of how much I get shot at. Let's see if that works out for us. You can see my giant beaker tank there has all of these abilities. Q, W, and E will activate them, as you might imagine. My Chaos Drones have passive abilities. These guys are going to resurrect after they get killed the first time, and then a short cooldown is going to, well, not so short, short-ish cooldown is going to occur, which is going to prevent them from getting back on their feet again. So the first thing we're going to do is capture this courtyard at the moment and keep a look on the mini-map here. We'll see what's going on. A squadron from one of the Trion guys is heading down to the south here, and here comes the engagement in the center. All right. We're going to start off with a snipe. I'm going to put this right through him, hopefully. Okay, there's the snipe going off. Now, first thing I'd like to do is bring down a Hornet's Nest turret to make sure that I've actually got good reinforcements. Do they really want to fight me here? Probably not. So I'm going to be able to hold on to that fairly well. What else have I got? What else can I fire at them? We can fire a pulse at them. I'm going to get nice and close, and we're going to roll on one of these pulses. There we go. I'm going to do some massive AoE damage around the side. Looks like I'm being flanked from this side to deal with that as best I can. Alright, we're taking some fairly heavy damage on our Chaos drones at the moment. Not exactly ideal. Okay, let's get the drone scavengers on the field and try and keep our guys alive. Bombs incoming as well. Not a fan of that at all. Alright, let's see what we can do to eliminate them. Taking quite a lot of damage thus far. I do have a drone swarm cannon that I could deploy. And it looks like, I think that this is about a good time to do it. Deploy the abilities of my tanks. One is just spinning around like crazy. Oh, I don't really want to be there, do I? Yeah, they're going to drop about 5,000 abilities on me at this stage. I'm going to try and get out of there as quickly as I can. There we go. Now let's get back into the safe location. Now, I've taken a lot of damage. I've mostly just lost Chaos drones, though. They're actually getting back on their feet, as you can probably see. My honeybees have gone down, but I've held the center location. And that's the important thing, as my reinforcements come in from the side. Now is time to crush them. Alright, let's rock and roll, folks. I'm going to deploy an arc turret right next to them. Do some fairly heavy damage and start knocking my way through here. My tanks are taking heavy fire. I'm going to try and micro them out of the artillery shells. The arc turret is blowing shit up. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Look at that. Alright, messes are being made, folks. That's what we were looking for here. My reinforcements have come in. Looks like we're holding in the center. Taken some damage. It's probably time to call in reinforcements. So if I press X, I can actually bring back all of my units, assuming I have the money for it, which I currently do just. I can also change my company if I like. If I don't think this is a good setup, I don't have to take it. I can change over to something that might be just a little bit more appropriate for this setup, but oh, hello, let's get out of that. Whatever that's going to be is going to be unpleasant. I don't want it landing on me. Yeah, it looks like an A-10 attack coming in. There we go, we're crushing in the center at the moment. Unfortunately, it seems like the Allies have got all of the victory points, so it might be about time that we roll out and make some of them our own. One of our forces are sending... They're just rolling down the side here, try and cap that. We're going to go take this one. We're going to break our way through here. Taking some fire from these missile turrets on the ground. These automatically deploy whenever a victory point has been captured. Now, for some reason, it's actually unbound all of my troops, which is... Alright, okay, Control A actually supports it. There we go. That would make things a lot easier. Okay, that point's being captured quite nicely. I don't think they actually need any help here. I don't think there's any real reason for me to be there. So I'm going to roll back to the center, and I'm going to try and move my way down to intercept someone trying to head towards a victory point Charlie down the bottom. I have a fairly powerful force, should be able to do some reasonable damage, I think. Let's try and keep an eye on this and find out where they are. Alright, here they come. Here comes a rather unpleasant-looking army. I don't have the money yet to deploy my aerosol spray attack. I really want to do that. It's like, oh no, you're creating a hole in the ozone layer using CFCs. Well, that's a term I haven't heard in a while. Alright. I'm going to try and crush them over here. It looks like we're going to find ourselves a few friends. Prepare the snipe. And fire the drone swarm cannons. There we go. There we go. As you can see, small drones coming this direction. Pull back, pull back. My God, please pull back out of the range of whatever the hell that is. I'm not liking it. Now, one of my friends has brought in some repairs, so that's pretty helpful. We might want to drop an arc turret directly behind this as well. Okay, time for the AM pulse, since they're very, very close by.
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
There we go. That's some good damage has been done. They're trying to break through the center, but we've done heavy damage to them in the process.
Nerd rage escalating.
Okay, nerd rage escalating. That's quite amusing. Okay.
Unit destroyed.
The question is, can we actually fight these guys? They've got some pretty powerful Helios tanks in the center.
Focusing fire on primary target.
I'm going to try and avoid getting damaged too badly by these guys.
Stand back.
Try and focus fire, bring them down as quickly as we can.
Beacon reporting.
You know, I don't like this guy at all. It's a heavy Spartan tank there. I'm going to phase him out of existence if it's all possible.
Communication received.
Okay, great.
Please proceed.
Alright, my turrets are currently on cooldown. I could maybe bring in another one here if I'm lucky. Looks like my army's unfortunately getting ripped to shreds. But I'm getting reinforcements coming in, so it should be okay. And my hero unit's still alive. That's the main thing.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, feel free to fight next to an arc turret. See how that works out for you. There we go.
Destroy these Luddites.
Unit has arrived.
Okay, victory point-wise, we're still not doing so well. We haven't captured the bottom victory point yet.
The sooner we win, the sooner I can return to my lab.
Okay, I need to get my hero unit out right now. He's taking too much damage. Need to get the rest of my units down here immediately. Oh no, I've been flanked. This is not good. This is really bad. Ah, there goes my hero unit, and that costs an absolute fortune to replace, unfortunately. Alright, I think it's time to maybe regroup in the center and make a concerted push towards one of those victory points. We have the top, but we don't have the others. One of our guys is taking over victory point Bravo there, which is very, very nice. Okay, let's get in the center, redeploy the Hornet's Nest so that we've got the backup here. Break our way through this massive Colossus tank over here. Should be able to bust him down without too much of a problem. And then we can start to make a push towards the next victory point. Now, how I'd envision playing this game would probably be with friends in a 4-man pickup group and actually communicating over voice over IP. Like, at the moment, I'm not seeing a huge selection of ways to communicate aside from just normal chat. I think that's something that's got to be figured out in the final version. Alright, let's get everyone back on the field. And then once we've gathered everyone together, we can push forward. You notice I've also got some repair abilities with this group. We'll do it automatically, but I've also got some activatable abilities. Alright, I think they're trying to draw me out of position. I don't like that. Yes, that's exactly what they're trying to do. Drawing me out of position. Okay, where's my huge tank? Let's get him in there. Okay. I'm going to try and move forward into the center of these, and I'm going to hit them with a pulse. There we go, this should hurt them a little bit. Okay, now we can actually push forward. Activate the repairs.
I'm not insane. My mother had me tested.
Lol. That's rather amusing. Alright, let's get some drone fire cannons down here. Bust through.
Unit destroyed.
Try and break our way through. We need to head down to the next victory point. Maybe even grab some more resource points, I think. Oh dear, let's not sit in that. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to be anywhere near it. Ooh.
Destroyed.
Okay.
Moving forward.
Need some more cash so I can deploy that aerosol field.
Unit destroyed.
Alright, let's draw them out of position and then hit them with a snipe. There we go, sniper shot's gone off. Alright, move in for the flank. Deploy a Hornet's Nest in the center of the battlefield and then go right into the middle of them. Firing off the drone cannons. As many repairs done as possible. Speaking of repairs, actually, let's put some scavengers in the center of this. Ooh, this is getting ugly. They're dropping everything they've got on me. Not a fan of that. Okay, I should be able to hold up for the most part. Also really low on resources. We actually don't have a lot of resource points on the map, so things are getting a little bit ugly for us.
I make geek chic.
Unit destroyed.
Alright, let's do as much damage as we can here. Need to desperately try to clean my way through this.
I'm a scientist.
Oh, my hero units. Can I face shot myself? I guess not. Oh, that didn't go well. I should have microed him out of there. I thought with the amount of support we had it would be enough, but evidently not. This Colossus tank seems to be able to take a lot of damage. They're also setting up defenses down here, so pushing our way down there looks like it's probably not going to be a very good idea. Might be time to pull back and maybe just try and hold the center. Because at the moment we have 2 victory points. Unfortunately, it's not enough because I think they're gaining resources at too rapid a rate. So I'm not liking that. I can't really reinforce much. I can maybe get my Chaos drones back on the field. I can't get my hero unit up there. Maybe get an arc turret down if I'm lucky. Okay, arc turret coming onto the battlefield. Let's hope that my Dreadfire tanks will actually survive long enough to deal with this. Right, let's get some focus fire on there. Arc turret is up and operational. They're pushing their way towards the center at the moment, but they have been surrounded. We can take them out nice and easy. Alright, the only thing I'm missing is my hero. Everyone else is back on the field. Okay, this is looking good. I'm still worried about this whole victory point thing. I think they might be gaining them at too rapid a rate. If they can make a move on this victory point and capture it, that's going to swing things back in our favor. I think maybe a distraction, pushing down to the bottom here would be a good idea. Let's push forward and support our troops right here. Our delicious pink troops. Bring our hero unit back on as well. There you go. If I can bring my repair units in here, that'll be immensely helpful to people, I would think. There you go. My units are coming back on the field right now. Oh my, taking fire. Okay. Not taking too much damage, though. Those guys aren't good against the heavy armor of my Dreadfire tanks. So we can smash our way through here.
Confirmed.
I'm kind of concerned about the number of units that are sitting on C right now.
Rage escalating.
Alright, where's my hero unit?
Go ahead.
Here it is, okay. Bash my way through that.
Communication received. Please proceed.
I can't really do anything about those aircraft. I'm kind of relying on my friends here to deal with that. And I think that's kind of the point. You're not supposed to be able to deal with everything. If you go jack of all trades, you'll end up being master of absolutely none. Taking some minor damage over here. I'm not too worried. There's enough turrets there to defend it, I would think. Time to intercept that Colossus. Hit it with everything we got. We're going to make it regret coming in here anytime soon. Fire a couple of drone swarm cannons at it. They're nice because they ignore armor, so this Colossus tank looks like it's going to be destroyed quite quickly. I'm half tempted to actually snipe him, but no, I think he's going to go down. There we go, he's been dealt with. Okay.
Next location.
Come on, I need 5 more resources. Okay, deploy the aerosol. Aerosol spray incoming.
Unit destroyed.
This is going to cause them a few problems.
Unit destroyed.
Get some repairs off. Right, they're going to be sitting right in that heavy damage aerosol spray, which I'm hoping will be enough to allow us to break through these defenses.
Unit destroyed.
Ooh, there goes an ion cannon as well. You know what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to drive my hero unit right into the center of that. Oh, hang on. This is a good area to pulse, I think. All right, and pulse.
Yes, I'm on my way.
There we go. Some good damage done.
Destruction is the only logical conclusion.
This is ugly. This is a mess down here. My God. Let's get a Hornet's Nest up so at least we've got some damage resistance. I've already lost a lot of my units. As you can see, I want to try and bring as many of them back into the battle as possible. But we really want this victory point. We actually need it. If we don't have this victory point, chances are we're going to end up losing at this point. Airstrikes landed our sodding heads. Alright, well at least my hero unit's still up. But they brought their Colossus tank back in as well, which is, that's going to be pretty ugly. Not liking that. Let's try and micro my units out of the way. Sit in the repairs. Hopefully survive long enough. I love that music in the background. It's so good. That gives me some serious nostalgia for CNC. Let's clean the missile turret out. We actually might be breaking this point by the looks of it. Incoming every aircraft known to man. I have no way of dealing with that. This is going to suck. As long as we can stay on the capture point, I'm alright with that. Time to leave. A lot of rocket fire coming in. Stand back, I'm going to try science. Alright, let's phase this Colossus tank out so that it can't kill me, and I'm going to pull back to our defensive perimeter over there. Bring our additional units down in this direction. Try and keep my hero unit alive so I don't have to pay for it over again. Alright, things are going fairly well at the moment. We have all 3 capture points. Oh dear, this is going to get ugly!
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
Get all my repair units in here right now.
Yes,
I'm probably not going to live through that. Yeah, down it goes. I didn't have any way to deal with those aircraft. But that Colossus tank is being taken out, well, and that's the important thing. Can afford to bring him back into the fight. Oh, looks like we're going to push towards VP Alpha. But we're okay right now. And we're close to winning this. We've got all 3 points. Just need to keep them off the victory points for a couple of, maybe even a minute longer. Alright, let's rock and roll. Chaos drones are annoying little bastards. There you go. And there's the win. So that's basically how a resource hog works. So you're playing a game that reminds me very much of things like ground control and very much World in Conflict, because you've got to work with what you've got. And of course, when you do that, you gain domination, you get resources for your faction and things like that, and you end up leveling up. So, how well did I do in comparison to everyone else? Probably really badly. I had some pretty good support, good control. Could have been worse. I think I lost more units than everyone else as well, by the looks of it. Yep, I'm terrible. Look at that. I don't know who the hell this guy is, but he refuses to die. Oh, there you go. That's a resource hog, folks. Now, what you'll often find as well is that the game's going to have different operations which require you to complete various objectives in a time period, which will give you a control over what's going on in the overall game map. What we're going to do is we're going to take a couple of minutes break to switch over to a different faction. I'm going to show you from the perspective of the Liberation Front as well, and maybe get some big guns out. I hear there's a nuclear missile. I want to try and find it. You are currently watching the End of Nations exclusive preview stream. It's brought to you by twitch.tv, Tryon, Petroglyph, and of course myself. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes, folks, while we get this all set up.